Yo! Alright, so pretty much, stop, come on. Anyway, so we got the block right here. And you know, we just bought some brand new ARP head studs because we tried to use some used ones, but they didn't work. So, you know, moral of the story is do not use used stuff. Come on.
You ain't no cowboy.
Yeah, but yeah, try not to use like any kind of used hardware because they stretch and stuff like that. So, you know, to avoid any further problems, you pretty much just want to use everything brand new, and it's worth it, honestly. But right now, we're just gonna go ahead and get the head studs installed. And once I get that installed, we're gonna probably put on the, well, not probably, we're gonna put on the head and the dowel pin. Well, so it's gonna go dowel pins. After we put the dowel pins in, we're gonna put the ARP head studs in the head, and then we're gonna get to put in the rocker arms and the cams, and hopefully this motor will be complete today. So I'm gonna go ahead and record that, and everybody say what's up to my wife. So show the shirt off, show the merch. Gang, gang, gang. You already know, you already know. Yo, say what's up, bro. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put that head on, and I'll see you guys in a bit.
Hard to just slowly apply, just hand tighten on all of them down. Some of them you have to, because we have an aluminum block we're working with, you're gonna have to just take it, but you can tell it's a little more than just, and it's making all new threads right now. It is making its whole new set. As long as you get them like 4 or 5 turns in there.
Like full rotations?
Full rotations, for sure. Yeah, you know last time we couldn't get one.
We're gonna get half.
Yeah.
This one.
We get so much.
Yo, girl, don't support you like this. Look at this. Support.
You ain't no coming up.
Just a quick getaway of check-in. So we need the middle one you said? Yeah, it's the middle one.
You gotta bring it back. You gotta bring it back. You're ready. Watch your fingers. See, that was smart. I was standing and with the block like right here, and I was like, why do you do that?
Nick the don't do that because you might nick the hookers.
Yeah, I got the sequence already. Alright, so now all you gotta do is washer, nuts, and the assembly lube on the side.
Where?
Say what?
They have assembly lube.
Alright, for the torque sequence for the head studs, they're gonna be at first you're gonna put them all in, lube them up, put them all in hand tight. And the first sequence we're gonna do is gonna do a total of foot-pounds. It's gonna be 80 for each one. So we're gonna.
That's the end. That's the end result.
The end result is 80 foot-pounds when it's all said and done. So at first we're gonna we gotta divide that by 3, which is not possible. So we're gonna do 25. We're gonna wait. We're gonna tighten them all to 25. We're gonna wait about 10-15 minutes. We're gonna do 55. We're gonna wait about 10 or 15 minutes, and then we're gonna do 80, and this should be all set in.
Okay, so where do you put it?
So those are going in on the top of the studs. Yeah, just drop them in there. If they get messed up, then you can grab it with a magnet.
I just gotta push it in. There you go.
For the bolt or the nut, you're gonna put some grease on this side because this is the side that make contact, and then you're gonna put a little bit in the threads on that side, a little bit in the threads on this side. Just a tad, nothing all crazy.
It's all teamwork, you feel me? That's the lube guy. This guy hands him off and I drop him in.
I love this ARP freaking grease, man. It's good. Grease is good.
Looks like I touched the Silver Surfer's butthole.
Because it has
Oh my god.
You need a magnet?
I'm sorry that you can't accept me for me. My bad. You ain't no cowboy.
This is for a 1.8 B18C1. Alright, this is what this is?
Yeah, C1, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go. Pay attention to this because this one's different than the other ones. It goes from here to here.
Oh, so it's not, okay.
Yeah, here to there, here to here, to here, to there, up and across.
Alright, just so you guys know, we're gonna put the picture right there so you guys don't get like confused, but in the time lapse you guys will be able to see how I'm doing it. You can follow that way, but like I said, I'll also provide the picture in the video itself. So without further ado, we're gonna start right here, right?
25, yeah.
It was a learning experience. All right, so we did some research in the forum, and it basically said that in between every time that you torque it, so let's say like right now we're doing 25, 55, and then the last one's gonna be 80. So the reason you're gonna wait 25 to 15 to 20 minutes in between is just so I guess the stud itself can stretch, or like you let the head seat. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just what we read in the forum. So, you know, we saw a couple forums say the same thing. So, you know, we're gonna go ahead and do that. I don't know if that's entirely necessary. Different people do different things, but that's what we're gonna do. Just because we like to take the extra steps. And yeah, so pretty much we're gonna wait 10 to 15 minutes, and then we're gonna do the rest of the torque specs. Tell me what's going on right now, Eric.
Oh, fuck! So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, first of all, degrease this. The old AutoZone water can. So I'm degreasing it because any oil on there will gum up that sandpaper instantly.
Right.
But what I'm doing here,
What is that, like 1,000?
this is 1,000 grit. So as you can see, there's kind of a little bit of lines from where the rockers used to ride.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
just a slight wear. It's not a big deal. I wouldn't be too concerned about these if you didn't have any sandpaper, but it's nice to polish them up.
Anything that's like metal on metal, fried. Emotional. Before everything goes in smooth.
Yep. Pretty it up a little bit.
This is machinist type.
Machinist.
Oh my god, why you gotta pay
Fast track performance right here.
Look at these holes are all chamfered.
Facts.
They're all chamfered. They're all smooth. If you run your finger over that, you won't feel like a ridge or a burr.
Oh, yeah.
And if you do, you need to get your sandpaper back out and take care of that.
This should be smooth, huh?
Right. Yeah, you shouldn't be feeling no raised edges on there.
oil flows through there.
Right.
Or your VTEC, dog. I explained to you that.
Yeah, you did.
That's your oil VTEC pipe.
Oil VTEC pipe. That's what it is.
I'm sure there's a term for it. It's not
I'm gonna call it the oil VTEC.
The rocker arm pipe thing.
Yeah.
prior to Honda's, the only good that had this was Mopar, and I use that term loosely. Good
Yeah,
and Mopar.
Very good. Fuck this thing.
You had to replace the whole cam?
So is this a why not to buy a Dodge?
Because I fix them every day and make a lot of money off them. That's why you don't buy it. Second thought, everybody go out and buy a Dodge right now.
And then go see Fast Track if you have any issues.
I like to get a metronome. Sometimes you can just like... I'll try this.
Come on, bro. My mom watches these videos.
I hit that one. Oh, is that why you beep everything?
Well, no, that and because like the whole YouTube guidelines and stuff like that.
That's why he's got one like.
Come on, there's 6 now, bro. Better be one of them.
It is. I even shared it.
Alright.
That looks fantastic. If you want to get real crazy with it, you can get some microfiber out. Mother shine, some chrome polish or something.
Oh, that's like if you want to go all out, yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna matter. Like
We're
I
just
said,
gonna set this in, yeah.
Your marks were so thin, I mean, you could barely feel them. Yeah. So when you look at your rockers here, there's a pin that slides in and out of that one. There's a pin that slides freely in the center of this one. This one falls out every time I throw a head in the vat, so you got to make sure you have those. Make damn sure. And then this one's like spring loaded.
When you put this little thing right here,
Yeah.
when you put these together, you gotta make sure that that's in there, in that hole. Because if you have it on top of here, which I've had a head come to me, and the guy just like literally hit it with a hammer and bent. You gotta make sure that, because that's what keeps that locked into that, you know, while it's not in VTEC.
Older mechanics are all about soaking them, and newer mechanics understand that it's already bled off, so it'll fire up real easy.
Some are not.
Some are not, I'll give you that. Mechanics aren't really qualified to build engines, most of them.
Conspiracy theory.
I'm not a mechanic, I'm a technician.
You're the one mechanic I know that can build an engine.
Pretty much all you gotta do is just slide that through everything.
Right, yeah, we're gonna have to slide them in and like slowly roll them through. Let's start with these. I just gotta brake clean everything. I got this undying knee.
Even everything like all this?
I would brake clean all of it. I mean, because if you look at it, you're seeing there's oil, it's old, it's dirty oil.
Right.
It's a new motor. You know, you don't want to run trash through a new motor. A lot of if you want warranties.
All right.
Realistically, it ain't gonna, that motor don't care. It doesn't care how dirty it is. It'll run.
Yeah, especially a Honda, bro. Like those.
Yeah, and you get into like a machined Honda, it's got extra clearance, so it's got a little room to kind of get rid of that. But yeah, I'm so.
I'll let you run through the first one, and then I'll do the second one. That way I can get some hands on. I'm gonna bull ride it.
Just tie that.
No, you're good, bro.
Oh,
ain't going nowhere.
All right, go ahead. Whoa.
Better hang on, man. You ready?
Send it. Hey, Manuel, hop on the back, bro.
Hey, watch it. Hey, watch it.
Bro, just straddle the guy.
Take your leg out.
Oh, man.
Yeah, get your oil on there.
all right. Now the rods.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
This is missing the.
Yeah, it's still there. Crush washer. You ever take a Honda to a machine shop and have it built? Be sure to check those that they're tight before you put the motor in.
Oh, the little plugs.
Yeah, I f***ed a few people on that. They're like,
Really?
it's got a water leak. I'm like, oh, dude, I don't tighten those. Like,
That's your
because you
job.
get a new one. You get a new washer or whatever with your freeze.
Oh, those have washers?
Yeah, it's a crush
it's
washer,
crush
like a
washer.
copper crush washer.
Oh, I don't think I have any.
So you really gotta tighten those.
I don't have a washer.
Yes.
Trying to see any of your kids.
No.
Those should be fine.
They'll be fine. Yeah. If you're worried about it, put a dab of silicone on.
Absolutely. Damn, that was way quicker than the other one.
He definitely likes to live his life on the edge.
Bring the camera right here. This hole right here needs to line up with the pin that goes in here. So when you start getting towards the end, it gets a lot harder to push through. Make sure that's close.
I hate taking heads apart, man, because it's nonsense.
Let me take your head apart.
Pause.
Now that I'm on the last one, that hole I want to line up as close as possible with this hole. So this hole needs to line up with this hole as close as possible, because it's a pain in the ass to turn once it's in there. You can get a flathead in there if you got the right one. Spin it.
What people do for Ortiz.
I'm gonna keep the video straight, guy.
Right. That's good.
It's just
He's like, yo.
It's a lot of editing you have to
all
do now.
about me,
'Cause
Joe.
this guy, it's
Clickbait. You ain't no problem.
So now you're lining up that hole, right?
Yep, you can see that hole's perfect. It's lined right to hell. I'll stick my light in here just to kind of give you a better. See?
It's too light, but I kind of get. Yeah,
See what
definitely
I
see
mean?
it. Yep.
Slides right in there.
Alright, so take the big one and put it in.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, guys? So the engine is pretty much done already. All we gotta do is the valve clearances. I know I didn't show you guys how to do put the cams in and stuff, but it's really easy. Like literally, you just thread it in by hand, and then you come back. And these are the torque specs for the cams. So 1 through 10. I have a whole diagram I'm gonna give you guys, but bolts 1 through 10, they're the 8mm ones. They're gonna be at 20 foot-pounds. And then 11 through 14, the 6mm ones are gonna be at 7.2 pounds. So for this, you're gonna need a quarter inch torque wrench. And with that, you have to do a little bit of math and convert 7 foot-pounds to inch pounds. And then once you do that, you'll be able to torque all of this down. But overall, it's really simple. You just set the cams in, change your seals if you want, but you know, I had some new seals, so I put them in. And then these right here are all like 1 through 10, so there's 5 on each side. they're all at 20 foot-pounds. Yeah, so 1 through 5, they're all of these, but they're basically 20, but yeah, they're gonna be at 20 foot-pounds. And then these are the 6mm ones that go at 7. And then once you do that, pretty much you're ready to rock. Put the valve cover on and you're done. But today we're gonna be doing a valve lash adjustment just to make sure the valve clearances are all straight. We're gonna also put on the timing belt, make sure the timing's good. As you can see, it's a little bit off right here. And once we get that done, we're gonna go ahead and put everything back on the engine. We already got the oil pump in. We got to put the water pump on and all the other accessories, but as far as the motor, I mean, it's pretty much complete. And we're looking to probably set it in the car today, so stay tuned for that.
The reason I had you get the 90s was because you can't get in there and you gotta look inside of here. I'll use this as my pointer. You have to get this feeler gauge in between these two pieces right here. So in between this and then in between this. All right, so the first thing you wanna make sure that you're on the base load of the load. So I need to grab
You need a wrench?
Oh, no, it's 14 just. All right, so the base of the cam is 180 out from where the lobe is.
Here, let me get some light in there.
Get some light in there. So you see the lobe right there? So the base of it is gonna be 180 out. So we'll start right here. I'm gonna rotate it. All right, so the first thing you're gonna do is you can invest into a, they make this cool tool and everything that has this built-in screwdriver inside of it. But so we're gonna take this little gauge, we're gonna get it in there, try and lock it in there a bit. All right, so I got it up, now we got it in there. Start
Tightening it back up.
tightening it back up. Turn the wrench and lock it. Bada bang, bada bang. And give it a little.
What was the last thing you did?
Just a little.
Just a little extra?
tug.
Okay.
You know, it's very important. You want to keep it flat in there and a constant movement as you're adjusting it. You know, just flat in there, constant movement as you're adjusting it. And you got your marks.
And then pretty much all you gotta do is change the clearances, and it's pretty much the same for every other one, right?
Every one of them. And then the intake will have its own size. The thing to remember is you have a cold value and a hot value. So we're doing a cold value because it's cold right now, obviously.
Yeah.
It's like 30 degrees. So when the motor's up and running and we've done a break-in on it, or not even a break-in, you know, a little first test drive, we'll bring it back to the shop and do a warm value valve adjustment.
Yeah, because the valves are gonna, you know, close up a little bit more, right?
They're gonna expand, things are gonna get hot, it's gonna start, things are gonna work itself in, all these new parts. So you gotta go back and make sure that you readjust for that opening that it's made. But yeah.
Okay, yeah, so that's just one, and there's 16 valves, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna be here for a while. All right, so we got the valves adjusted, cold, and then now we're gonna put the timing belt on. So pretty much just put this at the TDC. Once you get at TDC, you're gonna wanna start running the belt through all this stuff right here. This is how it goes if you guys need a reference. So this is what you guys are going off of. It's gonna say up. Just make sure it's facing up. This one's a little bit offset, but like you said, you gotta put it a little bit offset because this one's a little bit, some pressure on there, right?
Yeah.
And it's gonna wanna move once you put the belt on.
So we loosen this up, right? You ready?
Yeah, it's loose already.
And then get sucked up into the oil.
Now we're gonna.
Like a belt going through.
So I use this center rail
Yeah.
to kind of make the center for the keys. Because you want to set the intake back one, because I have to preload this one to slip it on.
Right.
And then when it gets on, it'll snap it back.
Oh, okay, and then so will that one, right?
Yep.
All right, so the valve cover's on, the valves are adjusted, belts are on, harmonic balancer, everything is good to go. We're gonna just work on the trans now. See, you shouldn't do this, but I cheaped out last minute, ran out of money. I'm gonna be reusing my flywheel bolts. Something you don't want to do. This feels really good actually, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Actually doesn't hold it up, right? Oh well, let me put one down here. Yeah. A lot of stuff that.
Don't forget the injectors sealed.
Yeah, well they got it now, so that doesn't count. There's a lot of dumb stuff.
Live and you
bro.
learn from your, your first build.
We're the highway.
Right. Live and you learn from
people
your
don't get
first
to
build,
see.
you know what I mean? Like my first build, that car didn't turn on ever.
Dude, man, dude, I tell you.
My first build, that car never.
You need to start being lucky. Like,
You can
realize.
I hope it doesn't work.
Like,
Yo! Alright, so pretty much in this video you guys saw most of the car being done. There's a little few details that I left out, like the oil pump and the water pump and other, the oil pan and stuff like that. Those are just things that are just like common sense, I mean, it only took me a Google search. Even though I did have the service manual, I didn't feel like, searching through all that stuff. And I know I said I wouldn't get complacent, but I mean, it's so simple, guys. Like seriously, it's not even a big deal. But if you guys want, I'll include it in the comments, like what all the torque specs are and stuff like that. But like I said, just make sure you install all of that stuff correctly, because I did have a really bad oil leak when I first started the car, coming through the oil pump gasket or seal, whatever, the crank seal, whatever it's called. I mean, it has like 3 different names: front main seal, whatever. So yeah, just make sure that's installed correctly. Don't half-ass that. I mean, it wasn't leaking through the oil pump, just like the actual crank seal. So just make sure you put that in correctly. Next video the car will start. So I mean I could have put it in this video, but I kind of want to tease y'all. But the car is finished. Like I said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.